So now that we have everything mounted, all the bulkheads you see here are not glued, are just mounted. We need to make some checks, and now I'm gonna show you which checks I do before gluing everything. So the very first check is done with this piece of wood. So with this plank, what we do is basically to go and see if we have any space, strange space between bulkheads. We take the plank, we move forward, see if there is anything strange going on. Consider that all these bulkheads, all the edges will be sanded down in order to follow the shape of the hull. So I don't see anything strange in this part of the hull. Move forward to the end. Yeah, I think it's fine. It's very harmonious. Check the other side. See, there is I don't know if you can see it, there is strange space here, which maybe is too much at this point. Don't know if you can see it. See when I press, so either you put something here to compensate this space, or you adjust the other bulkheads. It's something we'll do later, since as I was telling you, those edges will be shaped properly. They won't be straight like this, like you see them now. So the second check will be just visual, to see if everything looks straight or if the keel has some sort of curvature. This is something you can do it also without the bulkheads mounted. Do it on the other side. Seems straight, no major problems. So the third check will be also visual. We're gonna check if everything is aligned for the bridge construction. At these points here, stern and bow, everything seems fine. Don't know if you can see it, there is a small part to adjust here so that it can follow the proper alignment. In the instruction they tell you to cut a little point here to make this align, but I don't know if it's just for my case, but to me it's already aligned, this piece over here, so no need to cut the keel at this point. It's fine. The fourth check will be done by using the false deck supplied, and what we do is just to check that each awl is free, so when we put our mast we won't have any problem with the bulkheads or the keel shape. I already saw that we have a small problem over here, and here no good. We need to carve or make an insert on number 13. We have to modify it a little bit. So what we do is basically to make a mark on the bulkhead so that we know how much material we need to take off. More or less it's this bit over here. Goes along the bulkhead, so we need to remove from here to here. So basically here is the material we need to take off. I will be using the MF70, the Proxxon MF70 for doing this. Will be very easy task to do, not a big problem. You can also do it by using a file of the same size, more or less, or you can even do it with the Dremel, using the Dremel with a cylindric shaped bit, like this one, for example. So you just make it move along the line. Another piece that doesn't fit properly is number 25. It should go more or less like this. It's not a big deal. You just need to remove a bit of material over here and let it slide for less than a millimeter. So now we are gonna glue the first bulkhead. Before doing that, you have to see if everything is aligned. So I'm using this little square here. So let's see. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little gap over here. So as you can see behind it, so there is a small gap. We need to fix this. So how can we do this? I typically use elastic bands to do that, so I can keep my bulkhead in the desired position. I made all the fitting parts and all the elements are glued. I did not cover the whole spaces between the bulkheads with basswood because I didn't need to. Here is everything straight, for example, and there is not much need of it, right? So first, yes, you can do it if you want. You can fill all the gaps. It's fine. If you don't want to lose time, you can just put the basswood or the filling wood, whatever you're using, just in the spaces that you know they will require difficult curvature of the planks, and so on and so forth. So let me give you just two advices. Here you saw at the beginning of the video that I showed you the kit fillers filler wood are supposed to help you, but I wouldn't put them at all, because if you don't take off all the excess wood, they will deform it too much. So you need to be very careful with this piece. I don't remember the number, but I will tell you. And you have to be very careful also with this one on the back, this piece over here. My suggestion is not to put it at all. Otherwise, all the excess, you have to remove it. It's very too much, I think. And yeah, also on this side, I'm removing it. It has to go at the keel level, like here. This has to be removed, you see. We are filling the gaps because it will help us making just one layer of plank. The difficulty here is to cover the whole hull, and if you have experience, to put the fillers in the right spots. For example, the one I suggest you to put are those two pieces over here, because the first plank you will put will end approximately here. So you need some support to keep it steady in place while the glue is drying. Yeah, then you have those two pieces. Those two are really important to give an overall shape that looks like the plants. And yeah, that's basically it. Then some notes on these two pieces. Yeah, they should support you. Also here you have to remove a lot of material. I wouldn't put them, to be honest, because if you don't have much experience on this will be very painful to do, because the risk is that you follow the keel and you proceed making the plank up here, giving not the proper shape to the hull. Yeah, so one last suggestion here is that we make adjustment and changes while planking. I already tested the two planks that go over here at the bottom, and they look great for now. So I will start with those two in the next episode. And then what I would like to do is to divide the hull in 3 parts, and then I will use the technique I showed you in the planking of the Fife. I will use more or less the same technique, but dividing the hull in 3 parts. So 1, 2, and 3. So that it will be easier to understand how many planks go on each section. Yeah, and then that's basically it. Let me zoom out a bit. That's the overall skeleton. Nothing less, nothing more. I don't have other pain points to mention, to be honest, except yeah, here you need to be very careful, because otherwise your model will be like fat in this area over here, and that's not good.